I am so sorry for the interruption. I'm back. My dogs went on a barking fest behind me because they saw a dog, and I had to go get them. They're like two toddlers. Anyways, that was a brief introduction into the spring equinox. I'd love to dive in right now and let's get into your reading. I just feel a sense of renewal right now. I know there was a lot this last month. I would say January to February, especially, January to March. It was very heavy, a lot of release, and I'm ready for new beginnings. I don't know about you all. Ready for new energy. So I've selected a few oracle decks that I intuitively felt guided to guide us on what is coming for us in this spring equinox. What can we expect? So the first deck I'm using is the Angels and Ancestors card. I do a lot of work with my ancestors, and they are very much in tune. Ancestors in many indigenous cultures around the world are very much in tune with the seasons and how they work. And so I give a lot of credit for their own practices and for showing us and teaching us how to best align ourselves with nature, with the seasons, with the earth, with animals, with spirit. It's absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite decks. Spring, there are I feel like a lot of signs are coming out. I'm seeing just a lot more animals, a lot of birds. And I had to clean my space with selenite actually. And we just got a card, it just flew out, actually slid out. Sometimes I feel like people are gonna be like, Christine, you're picking these cards. I need to get my camera angled so you guys can see me. Look at the card I got. Spring, see your seeds growing. Do you see this? I immediately get abundance. The rabbit bunnies, they represent abundance, taking leaps of faith, moving forward, new starts, new beginnings. This is the time to essentially plant your seeds for whatever it is that you want in the coming months, because it takes some time for them to grow, right? Really think about it. If your goal is to start a new business, or to start dating, or to move, or to do something, start a workout routine, you first have to plant your seeds. You can't, you could technically get up and just move and leave your stuff behind, but most people don't. So realistically, when you think about it, it entails some type of planting. For example, you may have the intention to get married one day, right? And obviously it's not going to happen in 24 hours for most people. I know there's miracles, but first, obviously, you need a partner, right? So one of the seeds you can set an intention to meet someone, to meet your like partner, your soulmate. And then you can take steps to activate that inspired action. Maybe get your space in order, because most people don't realize the clutter they have in their space, mental, physical, emotional, and in their environment around them. It impacts the people that come into their lives, because when you don't have space, when things are just in a disarray, it impacts your outer reality as well. So maybe start with yourself. Get your stuff in order. Maybe start going out a little bit more to places you love going to. Bookstore, crafts, fair. I'm thinking of these, so these may not make sense. Flea markets. I'm just thinking of events where you can meet people. Whatever piques your interest and really draws you in, those are things you could take. So this is such a synchronicities are abounding right now. For me, just even the gold, the purple, very calming. So many of us are going through major spiritual ascensions, awakenings, growth at this time. All day long, I've been seeing purple. I've done several other readings. I'm seeing purple everywhere for me. That's not just, I think of the third eye, indigo, and also purple crown, but I also think of universal connection, spiritual growth. That for me is the color that I think of, and everyone has different symbols. This is an amazing time. I'm feeling it. I know the last several years collectively have been very difficult, very heavy, a lot of loss, literally and figuratively in all areas, whether it was real death, loss of loved ones, dissolution of relationships, marriages, jobs, physical environments. And so this particular spring feels different. There feels like so much more hope. I don't know if everyone else is feeling it. I'm feeling it. I just feel like there's like a renewal of sorts. Oh, something else I just got right now too. I firmly believed, and I've been telling a lot of my friends, especially, this is the year for partnerships, not just business partnerships, work partnerships, but love, unions. A lot of you are going to be meeting your life partner or taking on a deeper level of commitment if you are already in a relationship. And for some, you're going to be leaving these relationships because this person's not who is meant to be. It's not your partner, it's not your life partner. They're not meant to be in your life. And immediately I got two rabbits, bunnies. They're all about fertility. Some of you are pregnant, are about to give birth in spring. You guys are working on getting pregnant, not just in partnerships, but solo. Some of you are doing this on your own. You're like, I'm taking charge of my life. I'm not waiting. I just got that. I got a super empowered person. Both those who identify as male, female, non-binary, it doesn't matter. It's really the energy, masculine, feminine energy. It doesn't matter what gender you identify or if you don't have a gender. Some of you are going to be parenting alone. And I felt a sense of excitement here. This is a lot of birth, like real birth, birth to babies, pregnancies. Some of you are actively trying. Some of you are looking into other fertility options, adoptions. Many of you are planning around this type of expansion in your home life. I just got that. Also fertility and birth of creative projects. I'm getting a lot of solar plexus, but also sacral chakra energy here. A lot of your passions are being reignited after being stagnant for a little bit. Many of you have taken a reprieve, some time out. I'm also feeling a lot of you have been resting more, taking better care of yourself, self-care, especially with the moon we just had in Virgo, which really focused and refocused our attention back on the self, on our routines, on our health, our fitness, what we're eating, essentially the self, the physical self. Many of you are feeling like someone is lighting like a fire under you and you're getting ready to leap forward. You're going to be birthing. I'm feeling and seeing a lot of creative projects, innovative projects, and you're taking leaps. Some of you are just like, I'm done with these beliefs. I'm done with things holding me back. Like, I'm done. I'm just doing it. Whatever. What's that saying? Go courageously in the direction of your dreams. Leap forward. Take bold risks, even if you're scared. I'm probably butchering up these quotes. Essentially, the bottom line is, regardless of fear, you're still going forward. Fear, being fearful and all, you're still moving forward in that direction because you know what you want and you are ready to take that leap. Many of you are changing your life in really big ways. Not just at the individual level, like many of you are changing your hairstyles. Many of you are either swapping out contacts for glasses or vice versa, because I see people shopping for frames. Many of you are taking better care of what it means, what beauty means to you, whether that's putting lotion on your skin, getting haircuts, makeup, creams on your face, regardless of gender, taking care of your hands, your nails. I'm seeing that, but that's just one element, one level. Many of you are changing that aspect, but also your environment, your home. I'm seeing a lot of downsizing. And it could have to do with the economy as of late, with inflation. Hopefully it doesn't reach hyperinflation. Economics was something of my past, in another past life. I see a lot of people just getting really clear for this spring on what they want. A lot of decluttering, not just physical stuff. A lot of Marie Kondoing. Maybe it's time to watch her Netflix series. I've never watched it, but I love her. I love her book. I love the premise. I love her energy. I still fold my clothes Marie Kondo style. Great time to just declutter everything that's holding you down. And don't fret. You don't have to do it all in one weekend. Take your time. Do it with intention, with purpose. It's going to give you an amazing boost and shift. Holy crap, I'm getting so many messages right now and I'm trying to put them in order. This is just a huge birthing of so many things happening in your life. A lot of you are going to be essentially waking up as well. I'm feeling too in this time period, massive spiritual awakenings are going to be happening. So some of you If you're watching this, I'm assuming that you have either started your spiritual journey recently or you are along into it, far along, for whatever number of years you've been. Because if you aren't, most people wouldn't be watching this. Yes, truth be told, most people would not be following this. I also heard listen to your guidance, listen to your intuition, to your internal compass. Some of you are doubting it. And I want to put a caveat, be careful of overconsumption, whatever it is. Try to find a balance. Be careful of overconsuming tarot oracle readings. I always say they're amazing tools for guidance, for personal growth and development, for insights, but be careful using them as a crutch. We all have our internal guidance, our own compass, our own system, everything we need. We don't need the cards, actually. It's all within us. I channel without the cards too. I just love the cards because they're visual and I'm a visual person, and it helps to show things, and I get a lot of messages too with or without, but be very careful. I felt the need to say that to someone out there. Okay, I think that's enough for this card. Spent nearly 11 minutes. Next, we're going to work your light. And I'm getting a strong feeling I'm connecting with a lot of light workers, people that are here to lift the Earth's consciousness, vibration, energy field in whatever capacity. Many of you also have several missions or a single mission. Many of you identify, I feel strongly, a lot of you are empaths, both extrovert and introvert, I should say, not just introvert, although the vast majority of empaths are introverts. Many of you are just tapping into this right now. I'm sensing newness, a lot of new awakeners, new people that just started their journey, or I should say people that just started their spiritual journey, not new people. It's exciting, but it can also be overwhelming. Brace. I don't know why I felt the need to say brace yourself, but take your time. Take your time. Let's see what messages we have here. Some of you are interested in doing past life regression, past life healing, because something is going on in your life right now and you're not able to resolve it. I don't know why I got that. Some of you are looking into something quantum. It's not beyond quantum healing. Some quantum modality. Physics. Something. Wow, these cards don't want to come out. So I don't choose cards. For those of you that do follow, one came out. Okay. I let them fall. I won't. I've never chosen it. So we got this card. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love the depiction, the art. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Yes. Wow. Well, we just ended a big cycle, a healing cycle in the sign of Pisces, and a very recent full moon in Virgo. So this is totally on point. A lot of you are getting downloads, upgrades right now. And you're feeling a shift within yourself. Many of you have embraced, I'll just say, going with the flow, ascending on your spiritual journey. You are doing whatever work needs to be done. I'll just say you're doing your own healing work, whatever that means. Keep following on this path. Healing is, for some people, it can be easy, but I'll just say healing in itself, it's very difficult. It can be very painful depending on what gets brought up, but it's extremely rewarding because the person you are during and after is not the same when you started, obviously. And the things that you heal within, they start reflecting on in your outer reality. A lot of you have transformed massively in just a short period of time, I'm hearing. I see fall, so within maybe August, September juncture until now, a lot of you have gone through massive transformations because of different events in your life that have propelled you to do that have pushed you forward. Things just kind of like shit fell into place in your life. You're like, oh my gosh, You've had to basically undergo this and do this. It was part of what you were supposed to do. But I feel like a lot of abundance is coming. A lot of you are very much connected. This is a sign. You may have had a past life in Egypt. Cats, protector. Some of you are very psychic, very attuned to your gifts. Many of them are opening up right now. Many of you are readers yourself. Psychic in many different ways. Energy healers too. You cross dimensions as well. I feel like you, what's it called? Teleporting, teletransporting. Not just astral travel. I feel like many of you can cross into other, I'll just leave worlds. But a lot of abundance is coming. This is really in line with spring. Because many of us during the winter months, fall months, we go through a transformation of sorts. Because these months are especially fruitful for deep healing work, shadow work, inner child work, different therapies, whatever that means to you. And for a lot of introspection and reflection. So you are experiencing a change. I feel called to read this. Let me quickly find it. In here, there it is, page 106. Things are changing at a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. I just said something like that. You are in between, emerging, half risen, half falling. Keep doing the work. You are transforming. Oh, this is such a validating card. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world and within your cells. It's time to release old ways of being that have kept you in flight. Okay, hold on. Fight, flight, freeze mode. I always get that mixed up. To choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed. As you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment, they loosen their grip and fall away. You are being called to find new ways to self-soothe. This taps into addictions immediately. I got it. Some of you are 12-steppers. Some of you attend fellowship, support groups, 12-step groups. Some of you are actively in sobriety for something. Food, gambling, addiction, sex, emotions. I can relate because I attend adult children of alcoholics and dysfunctional families. I got that right away. Some of you are learning to cope with different things, different ways, which is very new, very uncomfortable, but that's part of the transformation itself. Many of you who are reading this, seeing this, listening to this, are the leaves in your genealogical tree that are changing, healing your ancestors, your lineage. You guys are the leaf. I said leaf planters, but that's not the right word. I got like celebration from ancestors. I'm feeling a little bit emotional right now. Your ancestors are rooting for you. Some of you just recently connected to them. They're rooting for you. I just got chills. I'm getting chills. I see a whole boatload of ancestors everywhere, and it's almost like when you come ashore, you know, in the olden times when ships were the mode of transportation, they would, dock? They would anchor and dock, and people would disembark, and you see all of their families waiting for them, you know, on land. That's what I'm getting. All your ancestors right now are rooting for you. I see flags, twirly things, confettis, I think they're called. A lot of them, you guys, many of you that are watching this are the ones that are going to heal your family tree, your lineage, ancestral, intergenerational trauma, systemic and racial oppression. Ooh. Saturn and the Black Madonna and the African goddess Oshun influence this card. Saturn represents destruction and transformation. The Black Madonna represents the underground and all that has been cast aside. And Oshun represents the tender love of the original mother. A rethreading is happening, healing at the deepest of levels. While you are in this phase, don't put yourself under pressure to perform. You may need to review your relationship with your body, perhaps even shifting your diet or exercise regime or getting energetic healing support. You may also need to consider some kind of emotional support as issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. You are deeply loved. Let's say this with me. We can activate this. This is a light activating card. Hold this card on your heart And you can simply, let me get my finger so you see the message. You can simply screenshot it and then meditate on this. I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. Wow, this tapped into a lot of what I mentioned. Not just with your health, fitness, and examining that, but a lot of things are coming up right now too. And just know, like, when things have to be healed, it doesn't happen at one full moon cycle. For most people, it doesn't. It took me, I would say, several, for some issues, a year. And every month I would just set the intention with the full moon, of course, for release and dealing and for different elements of the lunar cycle. So know that if you still have, if you feel like you haven't healed and you're like, crap, we're entering spring, there's nothing I'm leaping forward to, I don't have a project plan or anything, we are all on different timelines. It's so important to remember that. I really want to reiterate that, because so many people are like, well, you know, I've been doing my spiritual path for 10 years. I'm like, so what? We're all individuals. Someone else's path is not going to help you in any way. Aside from, you know, they can be teachers in your lives in some way, but what they're experiencing and growing, that's their lesson. You stay in your own lane and focus on your own bunny lane, I should say, on your own path. Because everything comes in time for everyone, and it's not the same. Otherwise, what the hell would we need to heal if we were all at the same journey, right? I mean, it doesn't work that way. So many of you are still undergoing transformation. I feel fall. I'm getting fall. This is going to continue. And healing, I don't feel, is ever a done journey. I feel like we are always healing elements. I always like to use the onion as an example, right? When we have an onion, we take, like, you know, that skinny layer that's really annoying to get out when you're cooking. And then we do another layer and another layer. It's like that. And some of us work through layers faster than others. Some of us have to because of whatever we're doing here on this earth. And others take more time. Again, nothing is worse or better. At the bottom of this deck of the Divine Abundance, I got gratitude. I've been feeling it all week. Our heart chakras have been opening and really getting ready for the shifts, the healing that's happening, and also for the relationships many of us are connecting to and getting into. Not just love relationships, soul tribes. This is the year for meeting your soul tribe. So if you feel alone, if you feel like you are distancing yourself from old friends, even family, people that you used to hang out with, and you just feel alone, like you don't have people, know that this is the time to set the intention to call in your soul tribe and to cultivate that, because they're coming. I kid you not, I just recently became a Reiki 1 and 2 attuned. I should say I received the attunement process, and I met 3 amazing people that are now kindred spirits, and we don't even live near me. We live in other parts of the world, and it's amazing. I don't know what my world would be without them. You never know where you're going to meet people. Be open. It's amazing. See what other messages we have in store for the spring equinox and the energies. Some people will ask, well, how long is this reading for? Whenever you find this reading, and whenever it's meant to find you, that's when it is, the messages are meant to help guide you. And you can use these for the spring from now until June, or if you're celebrating in the Southern Hemisphere during that time period, whatever, whenever you find it. Some people put, the cards don't want to come out. Some people put time periods. I try not to, because again, because we're all on our own journeys, things happen for everyone differently. I can't say, well, you know, you're going to start everyone's going to start a new job September 1st. No. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Okay. Okay, look at the card I got. Divine love. Look at the butterflies, you guys. This speaks to the transformation. So many of you have undergone massive transformations within yourself and are currently undergoing this. And this is tapping into the self-love. Many of you are really learning to appreciate yourself, to value yourself. I sense a lot of doors being closed. A lot of you have left relationships that no longer serve you. Not just romantic, because divine love is all love, acceptance. Not just romantic. Many of you have left situations, relationships that no longer serve you, and because you finally realize your worth and your value. You've put a tax on that. Maybe a quota. This is beautiful. A lot of you have also surrendered too. You're just giving it to the universe, to your higher power, to God. You're surrendering this transformation. It's beautiful. This goes hand in hand with spiritual transformation, your spiritual journey, and many of you are awakening at this moment. It reads, when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. And when you do that, you accept yourself. You start learning to accept yourself and love yourself. And that in itself is what's calling in your soul tribe, the love of your life, your partners, whatever you're looking for in whatever relationship dynamic. This is really beautiful. Divine love. Crap, I see the time. Air signs, back me up. I can't be the only one out there that can talk and talk and talk. I know I've seen readings, some of them are over an hour. Now I know why. I used to think, how can doing a reading take so long? I know why. Especially if you get a lot of messages or channeling, it's easy to continue going. But this isn't something I do every week. These are, one-time events, so I'm not worried about it. I am freely giving this gift. I love helping others through messages I receive, and it's amazing. So, oh, we got it right away from the Archangel deck. I really work with a lot of archangels, by the way, which is why I really felt called. Okay, we got Archangel Uriel. Come into harmony and balance. Use your power for peace. So, during this transformative time, you could be sensing some semblance of disequilibrium in your life, because when you transform, there's obviously changes. It's not, oh, we're going to keep doing the same thing and being the same thing and everything's going hunky-dory. No, there's a lot of changes. I feel a lot of you are receiving messages, cosmic downloads, support. You guys are learning to see things from a higher perspective. A lot of you are spiritually awakening again, and a lot of you have ascended further into your own growth. You're seeing things differently. Some situations that may have previously pissed the hell out of you, now they just roll off your shoulders like a duck, like whatever. Many of you are really learning to hone your communication. I got throat chakra. Many of you have been activated with something. Starseed, light, something is being activated here. Many of you are coming into your own, learning to speak and defend yourself, speak for yourself, to assert yourself. Use your power for peace. Whatever you guys are doing right now in terms of work, some of you are changing jobs. One sec, let me drink water. Many of you are changing jobs. I feel like those of you, when you start tapping into things that bring you a lot of happiness, joy, creative flow, you're going to quickly, I felt like an acceleration of sorts. You're going to quickly, it's going to multiply. That is, in other words, the more you follow what brings you peace, what lights you up, it's going to bring abundance for you. That could mean money, that could mean just extreme joy and happiness, fulfillment, but it's going to bring that balance that you sought, that you have been seeking. I'm going to read this, Archangel Uriel. I don't work with him a lot. Archangel Uriel is an angel of peace, radiating a deep gold that holds ineffable wisdom. I'm really getting strongly Libra energy here. He also works on the ruby ray, which enables people to hold power with it, wisdom, and communicate it to others. Wow. I just said something about communication. His etheric retreat is above the Tatra Mountains, Poland, and he oversees Africa. Wow. He is in charge of the development of the solar plexus chakra, a huge psychic center that was once programmed to keep people safe by watching out for danger. He is now reprogramming it to seek out love and ancient wisdom. Archangel Uriel envisions the freedom and happiness of humanity and works indefatigably. Oh, I just felt like I was in English class. To dissolve anything that prevents this. If your aim is harmony and balance, he will help you understand and release all that is outmoded within you. This is the guidance message. Choosing this card suggests you are ready to come into harmony and balance. Call on Archangel Uriel to help your inner wisdom emerge and guide you through any challenges or situations presented to you. You are reminded that when wisdom is your guide, the outcome will always be for your highest good, and and you will feel totally safe and secure. This card also suggests it is time to be a peace ambassador. So examine situations from an enlightened perspective. This will enable your light to become peaceful and golden. Archangel Uriel commands a host of peace angels. Because of free will, they need humans to direct them. So send them to soothe people and situations everywhere. You can also send your golden peace light out into the universe. We so need this, especially with what's going on in different world matters, conflicts, chaos, etc. Many of you in this transformation you're going through, you are at this moment feeling a huge amount of peace and balance in your life. Some of you have gone through something really tumultuous, I'm sensing, like a tornado hit your life and you're like, holy crap. And you've had to rebuild and restructure your life, literally your foundation, everything from the ground up. And for those of you that are still in it, know that this is coming. This is such a beautiful marker. So you can call on Archangel Uriel anytime you are in need for this. And I always like putting them here because some people like to screenshot them, right? Screenshot them. So we're gonna wrap this up with a super attractor, like a message of affirmation, I should say, and something you can focus on. The energies I'm feeling right now are just a lot of newness, rebirth, changes, a lot of love. I'm feeling a strong shift to the heart space right now. So for many of you that are having difficulty right now because of trauma, of healing, it's really easy to say like self-love. Feel into your heart, tap into your heart. But if you're not really sure of how to do it, if you've never done it, and it's the first time, it can feel weird and scary and foreign. And this is all a journey. It's not something you can heal in one day and you're like, okay, cool, I'm done. You take it one step at a time. One of the first steps is really to examine, and this can require thinking, but what does love mean to you? And in what ways have you received it? Is it the love that you want? I'm a huge fan of journaling for writing out because there's something very therapeutic in writing out your thoughts. And if you don't really like to write, you can talk it out too. I always say like verbal journaling. You can record yourself journaling. And it's amazing to hear yourself because it's a release. It taps into speaking your truth, into really tapping into your throat chakra, expressing yourself. Archangel Uriel really helps with communication, so call on him. You can also use blue crystals, gems, rocks, commemorite. I always have trouble pronouncing that one. That one came to mind to me. Any blue type of stone. Some of you are still undergoing this and have just recently left situations that your first step is just taking a break and making sure you feel safe. And that in itself, leaving a situation, that in itself is a form of self-love because you made a decision for yourself, even if it's very painful. That's the first step of a journey of a lifetime. So know that this type of divine, I feel so called to say this type of divine journey of love, it's available to you anytime. And I know when you have experienced situations where you have not felt loved, that it's hard to believe that it's available for you or that you're even valuable. But you're healing and you're going to get there. Something that helps, especially for those that may have experienced a lot of trauma. And again, I really want to make sure you know this. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a therapist or a licensed professional. So make sure that you do access or find a way to access someone who can help professionally that way. But I do want to say, in my experience, a lot of our inner children were hurt, were in pain, were damaged, were wounded in some way. And so learning to reconnect with that inner child is a really huge step in connecting to overall self-love. If you have a favorite stuffed animal, carry it with you and hug it. If you don't, now's the time to shop for one. I recently got a big poofy rainbow stuffed animal. Oh, I should bring it next time. It's big, it's round. I went shopping to one local store several months ago with my kid. 17, and he was literally dragging me out of the toy area because he caught my eye, this little rainbow unicorn. Okay, finally a card. And I couldn't resist, and it's brought me so much comfort and also healing. So we got a message here from the Super Attractor deck. Oh, look at the color, heart chakra green. I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. You guys, love. When I say divine love, I'm not just talking about, it's not romantic love. The source of all this love originates in source and divine light, in our higher power, in the universe, in God, something bigger than us. But we have guides, different guides to assist us, right? All you have to do is tap into this. So this is one affirmation you can say. I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. Sometimes when we feel alone on the journey, and I suspect many of you are going through that right now, where you have separated yourself, or just people seem like they just dropped away from you. I feel that strongly. Many of you are on a path of being alone right now, and it's temporary. Call on guides. Why did my voice just shake? I don't know if some of you guys are crying. Call on guides. There are so many angels. One of the best angels that I worked with, and again, everyone has their own guides from different cultures. Kuan Yin is amazing she's a Buddhist, for compassion and healing, especially for the heart. I work with Archangel Raphael for the heart as well. Archangel Shemuel. Some people in English say Shamuel. I don't like the way it sounds, so I'm like Shemuel. He's also of love, of acceptance, good for finding things too. There's different beings that you can connect with, and it could just mean exploring, reading more about them. You can also discover them through learning of different modalities, divination tools, Googling as well, reading different books. There's a variety. This is the deck I used. Archangels, there's a lot of them. Also, your ancestors are key. I talk to my grandpa every day and light a candle, and he's always with me. I feel him. I told him before he died to please send messages in the form of a cardinal, red cardinal. And I see that every single year, frequently, a lot. When I'm feeling down, I get messages from him. So call on your divine team. Everyone has one. And if you don't, you can call them in and ask, please, come in and support me. And you can get to know them and cultivate a relationship with them. There's always support around you, even when you feel alone. I feel strongly to say that, but this is amazing. And it's really hard to feel it when you yourself have undergone something very transformative. And that can mean a change as in moving, or it can mean something very deep, like leaving a traumatic situation, abuse, or healing from something horrific. Wow. This was a pretty deep reading with relatively few cards. These were just oracle cards. But overall, there's a shift in energy. Many of you are still healing and transforming. Deep healing is still happening. And don't be afraid to call on people for your support. I know for those that have difficulty asking for help. I'm one of them too. It's hard to reach out. And take your time, take steps. But having a support, having a community, spiritually and physically on this earth is really important. And to know that you have that. You can call in to your spiritual team. I did that a lot when I was healing. I did that tremendously a lot, and it helped me so much. It gave me a lot of comfort. So remember that you have a lot of guidance available to you this spring. It's about leaping forward, in as much as it is about transforming yourself within and also without, outside of you, and healing, continuing your journey, knowing that you always have access to this. This is going to be, I feel, a different type of spring, a different type of cycle, a different type of season than before. I feel like many of you are really going to radically heal, go deeper, and it's okay. And don't forget, get yourself your stuffed animal. Get yourself a stuffed animal. Let me know in the comments what your favorite stuffed animal is, or if you need to get one. There's a sense of safety there, and it helps really, little by little, bring out your inner child, because you can hug your little animal with you and they'll always be with you. I am wishing you so much love, so much joy. May you be safe. May you be at peace right now. And I am wishing you so many beautiful blessings for this spring equinox, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and in the Southern Hemisphere as well, for the fall. Again, if you feel called, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you very soon. Take care.